Hello viewers, SuperGT here, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me. Gran Turismo Sport, of course, which is probably why you clicked, because that's in the title. Here we are then, 5th on the grid. This is Daily Race A. Now, Volkswagen Scirocco's, everyone's in the same car. No excuses, pure driver ability, or a lack thereof. 10 laps around the short version of Autodrome Maggiore in Italy. Let's see how we go then. Starting off with the TCS trick and immediately going for a lunge, although the German kind of just drives straight on. And at this point, I basically, well, it looks as though I've just forgotten how to drive. But I'll show you actually what happened. I came around this corner and then actually my screen went totally black. I was sent to oblivion, temporarily at least. And we came back. This is where the comeback begins. So the recording, the Elgato recording actually showed, it looks quite silly, I just drove into the wall, but on my screen it actually went pitch black. And I was sent to the Shadow Realm for 5 seconds, just for a taster session. But yeah, this is the comeback then. We started about 5th, coming back through the pack. Let's see where we can get back to as these guys start fighting quite intensely through the chicane. A very short circuit this, about 47 seconds for a lap, if it's a good lap. And inside of the Italian, getting the job done. Bit of contact on the way through, catching up with our fellow Brits here through the first section of the circuit. Goes a little bit wide, going over this crest here. And it looks as though he kind of just backs out. Bit of team orders going on there. Valtteri, it's James. Can you let Super GT through, please? This is the final lap. Lap 10 into the hairpin. I've gone for a savage lunge on the Swiss guy. The neutral Swiss man has been engaged into war. But yeah, I'm just going to back off here and let him go. Because that was far too savage for this race, so we had to let him go. And actually he got back to 2nd courtesy of that penalty for the Italian. But you can see there was potential in that race. Coming back to 4th within a second of the lead. Within a second. That kind of shows promise. I improved my qualifying time down to 47.3. Still only put me 4th on the grid for this one. We've gone for a green car this time, as have the Spaniards up ahead. So again, starting with 2 TCS gets you off the line nicely, and then back down to 0. You don't want to drive this car with 0 apart from the start. You don't want to drive it with TCS apart from the start. So through turn 1, the Spaniards engaging in civil war, and the Brit is going to enter the party. And I'm going to really forcefully get my way through. How about that? No prisoners being taken today. Straight up into 3rd. And it looks like the Finn in the lead already, opening up that margin. Look at that. The Spanish Civil War letting the Finnish guy get away quite easily into the hairpin. The Spaniard going defensive, as he is well entitled to do, and he runs a little bit wide, but we could potentially get a run here. This is an interesting 1st and 2nd corner here at this track. So you've got a 90-degree left into a hairpin right. And sometimes it's actually better to be on the outside for turn 1, as I am here. On the left-hander on the right-hand side. You can see, just hanging around the outside, and then you've got the inside for the hairpin. So we get the job done. Into 2nd, 2 laps, or on the 2nd lap, we gain 2 positions into 2nd. Can we go about getting that 1st place? The gap was 1.6. We've already got it down to 1.3, or less than 1.3. So it looks as though we could get this done. But it's never going to be easy, because he is the pole sitter, remember. So it's never easy to catch up with the person who set the fastest lap time in the qualifying. But it's not always the best barometer of who is the best in the race. Some people can just nail a lap in qualifying, but they can't always replicate it in the race. We shall see. As I go a little bit too deep into turn 1, coming through here, tiny bit of contact, and I can hear contact behind. The Spanish Civil War has been going on for a good 3 laps now, but that's kind of helping me as we go over the crest, down the hill, the gap opening up. You can see there the battle is still raging hard as the gap goes above 8 temps. I've lost 3 temps on the first sector, of this lap, so I could be within 0.7 if I hadn't have messed it up. But I am within a second here of the Finnish guy, so it remains nip and tuck at this point. It could go either way. And actually that gap is opening right up. In fact, there's a British guy who's followed me through, the Spaniards. So Brits 2nd and 3rd, Spaniards 4th and 5th at this point here, with the Finnish guy in the lead. So I do sense I'm beginning to catch up. He's actually got his hazard lights on, so perhaps that is indicative of something going wrong with his car. As we come down the back straight, I'm definitely gaining. Gap of gained about a 10th just on this straight alone. We're going slightly defensive, a weird line, although he does resume the racing line eventually, albeit hitting the wall on the way in to the hairpin. So coming down the main straight then, lap number 4 is about to be done. We've set the fastest lap so far, 47.3. Are we going to beat that? Yes we are, 47.2. So we are the fastest person on the track, laying down the gauntlet to the Finn. He's seeing that I am the fastest person on this track. He knows all about it. He's gone all over the grass. Horrible line taken through the hairpin. I'm around the outside. He's got a penalty, in fact. He's been penalised for taking too much grass, turning into a lawnmower temporarily. And I'm through. Am I going to be able to get away? Sometimes, you know, the pole sitter, it can be quite nerving being at the front because you've got no references to go on. No one's in front of you. And sometimes some people find that hard. So he might actually settle down now. Now that he's actually in second, he's got someone to look, someone to chase, and someone to hunt down, which can be an easier situation to be in. Depends on your driving personality, I suppose. So I'm into the lead at the beginning of lap 6, and things are looking good at this point here. In fact, the gap's gone up to 1.7 almost. And well, in the space of a lap, that's really increased very quickly. At this point here, lap 10, the gap has come down, courtesy of maybe a little mistake. But my consistency was there. 2 of the laps there, lap 7 and 8, 47.694, 47.695. The lap 9, 47.763. So 3 laps there within pretty much half a 10, which is not too bad consistency. It's that kind of consistency which is going to win races, as long as you're consistently fast and not consistently slow. Through the final turn, we get the job done. The gap down to below a second, but we're kind of cruising through to the line. We're going to win, which is a welcome relief because we don't really win enough. But we've finally got the job done here in the Volkswagen Scirocco's. Pace feeling good on this race. We get our credits and everything, and then, well, a bit of Illuminati. This car comes flying across. What is this technology, and how do we harness this technology? Is this the first evidence we have of someone being sent to the Shadow Realm? Maybe, we'll have to find out. But there we go, our 80th win in the game, which I'm pretty pleased with, especially the fact that we got up 3 positions. We had to fight our way through. And we're going to come to the next race here. 3rd place on the grid this time. Same qualifying time. We've got the Finnish guy up there in the lead once again. Let's see if he can not completely bottle it this time. And we've got a French guy in front and behind. We're surrounded by the French players this time. So maybe we'll have a French Civil War instead. Although the French guy who was 4th already dropped down to 6th. Super GT confirmed. Okay, settling into 3rd place. This was a great race. This was a great race. Don't click anywhere else because, well, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. Okay, so race 1, we messed up. Race 2, we fought through from 4th to 1st, although it was quite an easy win in the sense that we got into the lead and everyone else just messed up. This one probably going to be a little bit harder. The Finn, you think, or you at least hope that he wouldn't make the same kind of mistakes twice, and he was making a lot of mistakes in that last race. So hopefully, for his sake, he's got rid of those, he's got it done, and now he can race properly and show us his true potential here at the Italian circuit. I've gone for the orange car this time. Let's see if orange can propel me to stardom and victory. or will the grey cars take their turn to stand atop the podium? So already opening up that gap to the French player behind. In fact, the French guy has recovered from his 6th and no longer Super GT confirmed. He's to 4th again. He's back to where he started, but he's a good 1.5 seconds behind at this point. So no threat there, and so settling into the race and really just trying to probe and gauge exactly where I can go for these moves. When people are nailing their braking points, not making mistakes, it can be very difficult to overtake. So you do have to get really close and often rely on the slipstream. I think going into the hairpin at the end of the lap is probably the best overtaking opportunity, because your slipstream assisted from this point here, coming down the hill, all the way into the hairpin, which is a good 10 seconds or so. At this point here, definitely too far back, and no way going to go for a lunge from this far back. We're only on lap 3, there's no point in doing anything silly. Of course, if I went for a move right now, lost loads of time, the Finn in the lead, he would just he would open up a second or 2 seconds very quickly. So there's not much point in risking too much. The move I pull on this French guy, if I'm going to do it, it needs to be quite clean. I don't want to lose too much time. It has to be a clean, concise and a delicate move to minimise time loss. As we look for the undercut on the way out, not quite going to happen. Going to have to tuck in once again. I think the French guy has dropped off of the slipstream range of the Finn. He is about 8 temps behind, or maybe 9 temps. But I'm definitely within range to go for the move. I'm going to pull to the right hand side. He doesn't really fight it. Look for the 100 board, and on the brakes we are just after. Up the inside we go. It is a good move. I'm going to have to give him room on the left hand side. He's still kind of got the nose alongside. Although at this point I think I'm definitely conclusively into second, and I believe he will settle in. So now we've got the move done. We didn't really lose too much time. Gone a little bit deep, although not too bad. Kind of recover it, and we can now hunt down the Finn for the second time, or the second race in a row. Let's see if we can go about doing that. Get maybe a second win in a row. I mean, since when does that happen? Super GT winning 2 races in one, in a row, or in one video. Obviously the moons and the stars have aligned today. Not much in the way of bottle jobs or Shadow Realm entries, apart from, well, maybe we did see that evidence of a Shadow Realm entry with the green car there dancing about monstrously after the race. But you can see here, as we just had a quick look behind, the French guy dropping off 7 temps behind now, setting the fastest lap once again, which appears to be this Finnish guy's kryptonite. As soon as he sees you setting that fastest lap, that FL on the left hand side of the screen, he sees that and he knows the onslaught is coming. I'm laying down the smackdown in a minute, and I'm going to soon be on him. In fact, I am now, definitely within slipstream range. Let's see what he does. I'm just going to follow him exactly, see how much I'm trying to follow, absolutely maximise that slipstream. He's gone defensive, although I was quite far back. There's no way I could have really gone for it from that far back. And he is going to keep the left hand side here, which is crucial. I think he can still get this one done. Although it is possible to, of course, overtake him on the outside. I'm just trying to keep him to the left as much as possible. Eventually we do filter back to the right hand side. And here we go, he's braked way too early. And there is contact, but I'm up the inside and I'm going to get the job done. It wasn't the cleanest move. There was contact involved, but we're through into the lead. Lap 7 this time, but it's not going to be as easy to get away. I don't think it will be. In fact, at this point here, he's definitely within slipstream range. Less than 2 temps. There he is, looking right behind. I'm going to go fully defensive all the way to the right hand side and taking a semi-defensive line on the way in. And I've got a pincer movement here. One attack, left and right. The Frenchman around the outside. The Finn going for the inside, which probably wasn't well advised, as it's going extremely narrow, as I mostly covered it off. And in fact, it's the Frenchman who goes up into the lead from 3rd to 1st. And we're going to have to leave the Finn here some space on the outside through turn 2, through the hairpin. Okay, so it's roles reversed. As we were in the lead, now we have to go about attacking once again instead of defending. Let's see what happens here. Only 2 laps left to go after this one. Is he going to defend? Yes, I believe he is. He's gone to the right hand side. I'm going to cover the inside, make him think about my presence, and up the inside we go. It's going to be a good move. Park it on the apex. Nothing he can do. He can't get the undercut. And we've performed a nice move. I'm going to move to the left hand side. I'm going to have to go defensive. So once again, another role reversal. We've gone for attacking. Now we have to defend. Only 2 laps left. It's going to be one of those races where you have to fight right to the end to keep your race victory. Okay, so through turn 2, maximising that yellow rumble as we really just try to get every inch of the circuit that we can as we go over the crest, down the hill, onto the back straight. Is he within range? Yes, he is. 1/10 behind. So going to have to go defensive. Move to the right hand side here. He's going to think about going for the move. The fin is off. He's dropped off massively. Gone defensive, and once again park it on the apex. We've hit the apex nicely. Nothing he can do. He has to go the long way round. So we're going to keep our position. So try and do that again. As easy as it sounds, easier said than done. He's going to think about going for that move. I know he's not going to go for it really, so going to move it back over to the right hand side to get a better line through turn 1. No lunge coming into turn 2. We're going to keep the position. Just really trying to get a good corner here to make sure that we can get as better gap or a bigger gap as we can. Sitting just below 3/10, although that is definitely still within range of the slipstream. So it's a hard decision to make. I'm going to have to go defensive here. And which side is he going to go? He's going to go to the racing line. Can we perform another nice block? We've gone in a little bit narrow over the bump. That's going to slow us right down as we go a little bit onto the grass on the way out. Is that going to compromise our run to the line? I don't think it is. It is slightly, but it's not enough that they're going to get through and across the line to take the victory. And there was less than a quarter of a second between the 3 of us over the line. 0.224 of a second as we've crossed the line. What a race that was. Swapping and changing throughout. And another more evidence here of Shadow Realm entries, which is a very shady stuff. How do we harness this technology? If our cars could only move that quick, I'd win every race. But there we go. Confirmation of the result. I do hope you enjoyed the video as always, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I've really enjoyed the racing here actually, and I think I might need to do more to get my 91 wins. We're 10 away from Schumacher's record and the trophy. But that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts. I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Listen.